I bloody oh, I thought they did, but they didn't. Only Pimp Our Kids Can Read at grade level. And what's Alyssa Slotkin doing? She wrote the bill to force schools to let men compete against our girls in fair sport. Slotkin even voted to let men use girls' locker rooms. Good night to everybody. Good night, good night, good night, good night. I just want to say a big good night to each and every one. Big, big good night. This is Resilient Queen here, the pop-up queen. Love to pop up. No announcement, no warning, but God bless you all. God bless you all. God bless each and every one of us. And for every one of us who are out there trying to do our best, keep doing what you're doing. You know, I just come off of an amazing live, and I've been subscribed to this person channel, and it so happened that I finished my meeting this evening, made some soup, did some cooking and everything, and I went onto this, happened to be on social media, supporting others as usual, you know, and it so happened that I ran across one of the channel that I had subscribed to for a little while, and I stopped by, but when God is moving, He's moving in a direction that you might not think that is God moving, but He's the one moving. He will steer you when He needs to steer you. He will let you stagnant when He needs to let you stagnant, but you have to believe in Him. Don't give up, as we have the thing now with the hashtag Hope Crew, hashtag keep posted, hashtag trust in God, hashtag believe in yourself, hashtag believe in the process, hashtag believe that whatever device you're having and you need to go out there and do what you need to do, don't be afraid to go out and do what you need to do. Don't say because you don't have the best device, the best camera, the best this. I have a crack phone still doing what I got to do. You know what I mean? So you just have to keep pressing on, and that's another thing. Hashtag keep pressing on. And when we say keep pressing on, we're talking about never give up hope, never lose hope. Be reminded that you are you, and there's so many things around you that you'll be surprised that you can come together and share with others. As our popular lady said, her name is DoorDash, and she is so inspiring. She's so refreshing, and just resonate well with a large community of us. And it's like hope for 2024, hope to end 2024. We hope to end 2024 with fulfillment, with joy, with peace, with happiness, knowing that we can reach our goals regardless of what we're struggling with, what we're hoping to achieve. And we got to put in the work too, not just hoping, not just saying we want to achieve. We have to put in the behind the scene work and everything, because nothing is going to happen overnight. I know it's easier said than done, but not, trust me, nothing will happen overnight, right? And everything, my living room don't have no lighting, so I have to be using this light, guys, right here. And I don't know, if you get too old, you don't want to stand up, so yeah, I guess you can stand right now. So we just have to keep hoping, keep believing, and keep trusting the process. And one thing we have to remember, we cannot forget who started this, and that is the Almighty God, the Creator of all of us. Whether we love Him, whether we believe in Him, somebody wake us up, somebody keeping us going, you know. So I wanted to say a big shout out to King Explicit. Hope I pronounce his name right. I want to say a big shout out to him and to his crew, to all his moderators today for their love and support, and most importantly, for every single person that take the time today to hop on over to my channel and check me out and stop by to say hello and everything. I want to say a big thank you to you all. A big, big thank you You guys know yourself. I want to say a big thank you to you all. And for everybody who, you know, just give me a shout out wherever they are on their channel or anything. Say hello if I comment on their channel. I want to say a big thank you to you all, and for everybody who believe that this movement that is starting is gonna be something that's gonna help to take a number of us, numerous numbers of us, a large majority of us, to a place where we can feel comfortable, knowing that we can spread our wings and also spread it and also help each other as we go along the way. So this kind of movement to me, and for me, I'm all about growth. And when I see that we can grow somewhere or the other, you might not be big on technology like myself, so you be probably your work is sloppy or anything, but if you keep posting, if you keep doing what you have to do, be your true authentic self. You don't have to be coming out raw like everybody else. Just be your true authentic self. You'll be shocked to know how much you can achieve, how much people are listening. Everybody have their kick out there. Trust me, It's just like how some people like coffee, some people don't. Same thing. It's just sometimes coffee, sometimes tea. You know, it's natural. And we just have to understand that everything is. Let me see if I put it here. Get a bit. Okay, I get a better viewing right here. Okay, let me see what's going on. Okay, let me see if we can stay right here. Hopefully, yeah. Oh Lord, technology. Okay, just for everybody who's supporting. For everybody, and for everybody while I was on King Explicit channel who supported me, and to all those beautiful moderators, who give me a shout out, and to King himself Explicit, the Hope crew, the keep post hashtag keep posting crew, for everybody who really showed up and support, and to all my loyal subscribers thus far, and to even my silent watchers, to everybody, sometime like, comment, share, you know, say something that is inspirational, encouraging, motivating, supporting towards what I'm doing thus far. Everything is not dandy, everything is not shandy all the time. But for everybody who love what I'm doing thus far. And then I have this big lady here, her name is Shannon. Shania, I think that's her name. I forgot her last name. Let me see if we can find her. I want to say a big shout out to her as well, and to Marlene. I think Marlene Williams. Big shout out to her as well. She always supporting and everything. And let me tell you something, people. Don't No matter how big you are or how small you are, as long as somebody come on support you or anything, a support is a support. You know whether they just support you one time, support you twice, thrice, whatever it is, support is support. And we have to be grateful for that time that somebody would stop by, because other people have their own thing doing. And if you all are YouTubers there, so everybody gonna have their own thing doing. But once the whole crew is on board, and you are a part of the whole crew, or you want to be a part of the whole crew, because you said you're talking about growth, you're talking about development, you're talking about supporting each other, you're talking about rolling on with Jesus, you're talking about rolling on with faith, you're talking about rolling with positivity, you're talking about rolling with good vibes, good energy. Then give each other the support, in any shape, form, or the other. It's not gonna be easy, because everybody got stuff to do. But for me, I like to say, when you can, you can. You show up, you show out. Do what you gotta do. Because when others can, they can too. Because everybody have their own thing. It's like a fish market. Everybody out there selling fish. What gonna make your fish stand out is you, because you're different. You know, yes, you might be different and boring, as well as somebody else might be different and vibrant and energized and spiritually grounded and outspoken, to the point where the powerful voice that they have resonate so much with you, where on the other hand, not everybody may be lucky to have that kind of powerful voice or that nice beautiful voice, so when they speak people will want to listen. But still, that doesn't mean you must give up. That doesn't mean you have to watch those people and challenge yourself or to, work yourself to death. No, just keep doing what you're doing, keep working, keep fighting, never give up. And if you're a young YouTuber like myself, join the Hope Crew, join the Keep Posting crew, hashtag keep posting, hashtag the Hope Crew, hashtag give it up to God. God did it for us. And 2024, the end of 2024, YouTube gonna be looking different. So whether we guys like it or not, because this movement that is starting now, the more people become aware that we're trying to bring positivity. As one person said, you're not gonna always be 100. While I was listening to King Explicit, play some of the videos of some of the content creators or so, one person was alluding to the fact that you're not always gonna be in that kind of positiveness sometimes. But we always aiming to be positive. That's the goal. To aim to be positive, because life can knock you sometime and it knock you the wrong way or knock you harder than you anticipate. But what gonna keep us alive and what gonna keep us well is to support each other, keep building, keep believing hope, keep believing faith, keep believing that the sky is the limit, and whatever we put our heart, our mind, our soul to, we will achieve. But we can't worry about, okay, this person is doing this and I don't have a good voice. Oh, my hair is not done, my nails is not done. You can't worry about those things. As DoorDash would say, get up off your AZ, and if you know you have something to offer to the community, which is YouTube, which is the world basically, because once you post something and it's good and it's relevant and it's relatable and it can synchronize with others, people will listen. you know I'm a YouTuber myself, but maybe some of the things I'm doing, everybody not gonna approve of it. But the few that will support, I have to give thanks to them. And the silent watchers who still watch and may not like, comment, or share, I still have to give them time to grow and understand my true purpose on here, because they could looking at me like, okay, she's still figuring out her niche, which is true. She trying numerous things, which is true. She's still doing her thing. She never give up regardless of the negativity or the anything. She still keep posting. So hashtag keep posting. Hashtag never give up. Hashtag Hope Crew. Let's keep our dreams alive. Let's become a reality for 2024. Let's make a difference. And making a difference is, what you be surprised to look around in your house and you have something to show somebody. Even if it don't make no sense to you, trust me, somebody out there is gonna resonate with that. Like, wow, I haven't seen that in ages. That's since I was a child. It might not resonate with you because in your head you're saying it's not making sense, but you'll be surprised to know how you bring back memories to even the older generation that is ahead of us. Like how we talk about the Gen Z, the Z, the that Z. Like, people used to wear barefoot pants. Don't you see them back in, spandex, this, that, all kind of stuff. Even nowadays, I'm looking and I see a lot of people be coming onto YouTube, just like they hair like mine. Now somebody keep calling. The other day I had my hair where I plaited with one side plait down here and one side plait here. And when I went to go visit somebody, they say, you look like a goat. Now I get a goat. I post it and put my hairstyle now. No, don't you see the goat with the two horn? Look like he going backwards. So now this hairstyle now to me is called goat hairstyle. So now I'm rocking my goat hairstyle. Somebody just give me an idea. You calling me a goat? Okay. I go Google a goat and I look and I see the goat. Okay. His horn go backwards. Okay. Now my horn go backwards. It's just that mine is not sticking up halfway like the goat. The goat horn stick up. So mine is not sticking up. So now I got goat hairstyle. I'm rocking my goat hairstyle proudly. But we cannot give up. We cannot give up and see so many people who are out there and they're doing their best. And I want to say to some of my subscribers, some of you I haven't even seen. I just see the number subscriber go up, but I haven't seen who subscribe. But if you know yourself and you have a channel, I always say you can comment on one of my video and then I can hop on over, go watch few of your videos and subscribe to your channel as well to show my support, And for everybody who have a YouTube channel, and some of you may have funny videos or so, but yet not yet getting the views or anything. I'm not saying I'm a big YouTuber or anything because I'm far from that. But if I do, sometime I may do a green screen on your video, or so sometimes you could be a big YouTuber and I like what you're doing and I take a piece of it. Don't feel bad because that's also will help get people to your channel, because once they do the green screen or collab with you or anything, your name is going to be on their screen so people can always click on it to go watch the full video if they like what they see on the channel. And that way you can get little more walk foot onto your channel as well. So don't be feeling bad as well, because those are one way to get your channel out there as well too. It's not just to have good content, because sometimes you can have the good content and you're still not getting the walk food. But then you have somebody who have a little bit more subscriber and they realize that people are traveling through as well. And you do collabs or green screen on somebody's channel or so, and you'll be surprised, if that is allowed. You'll be surprised that your name is on their channel after, I think, when you do the green screen or whatever it is. And then people start stroll your videos because they can click from that person video to go check out your video and see, and then from there you can start grow subscriber as well. So there's so many other ways to gain subscribers as well. So yeah, as long as it's allowed, but never give up, people. Never give up. But to everybody who support your girl here, I appreciate you all 100%. And I know a lot of people support me and they might make a comment on a video or like something or so. Doesn't mean they have to subscribe to the channel, but they still stop by and support. That's still support. Support don't spell no other way, spell one way, support. Yes, you'd want people to subscribe to your channel and everything, but you still have to remember, not everybody gonna just go hit click. Not everybody just gonna hit like. Not everybody gonna hit comment. Not everybody gonna hit share right away. Some people have to get the time to watch your channel grow and grow and grow. Not that doesn't mean that they're not watching you silently. They could be watching you. So you have to give people time, give them grace, give them time to grow with you. Give them time to understand you, and people will understand you, because I promise, if tomorrow I should blow up tomorrow, a lot of people will come and say, you know what, I was used to watch her. I just didn't subscribe to her channel. We have to learn to give people time, and when is the right time, people will hit that button with no hesitation. Something will resonate with them with no hesitation. Sometimes we want too much. Even though our dream is to get to the 1,000 subscriber, get to the 4,000 watch hours, I get to whatever watch hours it, I get to the 3,000, the 3 million views, or the 4 million, or the 10,000, I think 10,000 views or whatever. Everything not gonna happen overnight. It's growth. It's that we have a word called growth. Some people gonna grow fast because they find a good niche and then they put it out there and boom, they just go. I'm listening to DoorDash and DoorDash said, I have a couple videos, because when you doing YouTube and you watching other YouTubers, sometimes it's kind of collide sometimes with what you are doing as well. So sometimes you end up watching a video at a later date when they post. Sometimes they post right away and you don't get a chance to watch them. But for me, I go back and watch, you know. And I was listening to her one of her video where she said people would think she just blow up overnight. This is not an overnight thing. This is a long time. So she been through the hustle. She been through the downs. She been there like us, who are, new to this thing and feel like giving up and feel like, oh, nobody cares, or whatever. So we're not gonna post or anything. Keep posting, because one of the beauty of using YouTube as well is that if you are trying to create a platform for, if even if you don't have a family yet, or you have a family but they're small, you never know when anything gonna happen and you will not be in this world anymore. So that's a great way to have your children who are growing up to see what kind of person their mom or dad was. Also, to get to know their great grandparents. There are several ways you can start YouTube. As DoorDash said, get up off your AZ and start doing something. So there is just several ways. Sometimes people not watching the videos, but think about YouTube as a new what they call it back in the days, album, the digital album that you don't even have to pay for. Just think about your free digital album, you know, that you don't have to no longer pay for, because now you can post even if nobody watching. You post, that is your album. You're creating memories, you're making history, because if anything should ever happen and God forbid you have to be sick or can't move around no more, anything, or you die or anything, God forbid, your young children that are growing up who will not be able to know who their mom is. You know, back in the days, most people don't even know who their parents is because they pass off so early. Some children grow up because their parents pass away from childbirth. They never get the chance to know them. So can you imagine if those mothers were creating a platform like YouTube now, I call it their YouTube album. Hopefully, somebody listening and take that topic and call it their album. You'll be surprised to know how much you're creating a platform of history that your children, as long as it's a clean history for you, that your children can go back and backtrack and say, "Oh, that's who my dad was. He was energized. He was a go-getter. He was hardworking. He was a supportive dad." Even though they were so young to see, but he's no longer there to tell the tears, or tell the tale of what happened, how he raised his children. But through YouTube, this gonna be an album where children now can go back and look at what their parents used to be doing. Grandchildren, great grandchildren can look back and say, "Oh, my grandmother used to like to cook. Oh, I see where I get that kind of habit from. I see where, oh, so that's why I like to cook, because my grandmother used to love to cook. My grandmother used to love to explore in the kitchen." So you see what I'm saying? So even though you might post and somebody not watching your video, don't be mad. Your kids gonna be watching later. Your grandkids gonna be watching later. You yourself gonna be watching. I don't know if anybody love to watch yourself, but I love to watch myself. Sometimes I be going through my videos so many times. I don't know if I'm my biggest fan. Sometimes I go back and I'm like, what? What did I say here? I can't hear what I say. And I will laugh, crack a little joke to myself, and just keep going. But just look at YouTube as not just hope to become, where we need to be by having 1,000 subscribers, which in the goal is to, keep going. One day your dreams will become a reality. When you keep dreaming, when you keep believing, when you keep trusting in God, He will make a way for you. You know, for over the years, I support so many YouTubers. I don't know if they support me, but that's not the goal. The goal is not to worry about who support you. Your goal is to keep doing what you're doing, staying in your lane, be productive, be consistent, and mind your own business. And that way you will keep going. It's just like driving. If you're driving and you're out of your lane, more likely you might impede somebody else's lane, and more likely you might cause an accident. Unless you're alone, up and down, nobody behind you, front of you, sideway you, or anything. But if you stay in your lane, you will keep growing. Yes, you might grow slow, but it's rather to grow slow than boom overnight and all of a sudden nobody hear of you anymore. you know Grow with grace, grow with gratitude, grow with appreciation. Even if somebody come over your channel and appreciate you one time, that's still big support. Even if they come and they shout you out and say, "Hey, resilient queen, how are you today?" Man, that's massive. That's big. That's huge because they didn't have to do it, you know? But when you go along and you go with faith and you go with grace and you go with mercy, and more importantly, you go with God in anything you're doing, your voice don't have to be powerful like everybody's because everybody get their voice for different ways. you know my voice could just be like, "Oh, she's boring," but what she's saying is positive, it's constructive, is same like what everybody else is saying, but some people voice add more tune to stuff to make it more what do you call it, cemented, more synchronized, more like, yes, this is the person I want to watch, as opposed to this man. Doesn't mean that the person are not saying what you're saying too, but it's just that sometimes your voice, the way your voice is built, you ever see somebody and they say, "Wow, your voice is powerful." Doesn't mean that your voice is not powerful, but there's some added, what they call it now, flavor. You ever see, it's like when you watch those cooking show and people be cooking and everything, and the judge are judging the food, and even though they will have great what they call it, presentation, great presentation, doesn't mean the food is matching the presentation. So even though I might be spilling good advice or giving good advice or are just doing things, doesn't mean that everything is in line. I could need to adjust my voice or do something to change up, or but just being your true self is all that matter. Because anybody know you will know that you're true. you know Being your true self is better than all these extra things. Some people have to do the extra things to become whatever they need to become, but that's okay. That's a part of life. Hi, how are you, my dear? That's a part of life. But when you're growing, keep pushing, because growth is not going to come for some people overnight, and I am one of them. It's not going to come overnight, but once you know that you belong somewhere, and you keep believing, you keep pressing, you keep fighting for what you are, and know that dreams are valid, you will get there. And you know what? The people that grow slow, when you get there, you see how DoorDash are exciting because she know where she coming from. She know the journey that it took, that long route that it took for her to become where she is right now. Just look at how powerful that young lady voice is. And look how magnificent she is and how she tell many of us, even though I was already on YouTube because the first video I saw with her was the 9 to 5. But just look at how powerful her voice is. When she speaks, it's like, okay, let's get up and listen to this young lady. Even me, myself, I'm moved by her because when I listen to how she's talking, I don't know if anybody can relate to back in the days, like when you just start go to church and the older folks, most of them probably passed away or get so old they're not preaching no more. And when those pastors start to preach, when those church sisters start to lay their hands on you and say, "Jesus," your body shiver. What they call these, the erectile muscles rise. That's how powerful people used to be. You don't see that power no more because everybody becomes so lackadaisic, so selfish that care in this world is barely going anywhere. But now that everybody's saying, this movement is starting to grow, by 2025, I'm giving this movement, which is called a Hope Crew, keep posting or something, for people to start come out and get out there. Even the elderly folks who have years of experience. You're in your 50s. You have years of experience to share. You have hustles. You have the ups. You have the downs. You got all of that. You, if you're married before, you've been through the marriage. You've been through the all of that. You've been through buying a house. You've been through probably have two, three, four property. You lose all of that. Come out. YouTube can be a platform, great platform to educate young investors as well as young people who are aspiring to become homeowners, to become investors into anything or any, and you'll be surprised that a place is here for people like you guys who are having the hidden gems hidden in your house, hidden in your brain. And only you alone can share those kind of things because you've been through the hills, you've been through the valley. I don't know what you've been through, but you know. You don't know what I've gone through, but I know what I've gone through. So, as Dorda said, we all have to get up from somewhere and start something. And I heard a lot of people now, I've been watching a lot of people talking about their 9 to 5. They're exhausted about their 9 to 5. And it's not just on YouTube. I watch this, I listen to this radio in the morning time. I think it's called 96 point, I think 96.3. And sometimes they talk about how some people say they're drained in their 9 to 5. The toxic work culture that is coming on and the stress that is added, especially if you're a new employee and everything. So a lot of people are voicing their concern now about a number of issues. Some might some might be relatable, some might not. But we still gotta go out there and put ourselves out there, let ourselves be known and known for the right reason. Sometimes we might be the boringest person out there in this world, but doesn't mean the message you're saying is boring. Does that make sense? It doesn't mean the message that you're spilling is boring. You know, one day God will change you around. As the Hope Crew said, let's keep going. Let's keep fighting. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep building up each other. Let's keep supporting each other. Hop on over to each other when you can. I'm not going to tell you, oh, because you subscribe, you must always be here. No, everybody got stuff to do. But when you can hop on over, anything hop on, stop by, and anything, and that's the greatest gift of life is it don't take nothing for you to subscribe. It don't take nothing for you to like. It don't take nothing for you to share. It don't take nothing for you to comment. It's not like when you go out there now, everything you gotta buy, buy, buy. In this arena that we're in now, that's all it takes. What? Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Four things, basically, to support somebody. Like, first of all, subscribe, like, share, comment, whichever one of those other is your choice. And that's how you support each other. Free of charge. You don't have to hand nobody nothing. But your blessing. God's richest blessing. Your love, your support. But never give up, people. And for everybody out there who've been through stuff in life, especially, some of the people out there that are going through their cancer diagnosis too and feel like, you know, they have that instinct that they want to start a YouTube journey to share their journey so other people can become aware of some of the signs that was happening in their body when they were diagnosed. If you guys have those courage and those faith to say that, you know what, let's leave a mark on this planet so we can educate the younger generation about some of these things, because not everybody gonna be fortunate to go to the doctor and have money to spend and everything. But maybe if some of you guys who are going through stuff and are resilient like myself, I'm resilient queen, and I'm a Leo, so I call myself Leo. Leo. Anybody born August, you're Leo. But if you're born a certain time, you're Leo. That's our sign, Leo. So you call the queen. But resilient is through the obstacles, to everything that you have been through. that shape you, that carve you out into who you are today. You gotta give God thanks for that. So I'm saying that even though that's a tough sickness to deal with, but let's take it up a notch where we could say, you know what? Let's not just live my life because I have cancer. I'm gonna say I'm embarrassed. Something gonna take us home. Hashtag no more embarrassment. Hashtag time to educate the public. Hashtag time to let people know that what I'm being going through, I wanna want it for my worst enemy. I just lost the aunt. She just laid to rest on Sunday of breast cancer. By the time I found out she had breast cancer was when my mom was here. I didn't even know the magnitude of her breast cancer. But before she passed, I was able to ask her. I remember when my mom went back home, I was able to ask her and I said, Auntie, how are you doing? She said, I'm here, my niece. And she was talking to me and I asked her one question. I heard a voice said, ask her this. I know when people are in their sickness, the last thing you want to do is ask them anything. But I heard the voice said, ask her this, Auntie, what was one of the signs? How did you know you have breast cancer? What was some of the signs you were seeing or feeling? How were you feeling? And she said one of the things she noticed was she kept sweating under her breast, sweating constant. And then she had a little bump, and when she went to the doctor, and so they had said it was nothing at the time. So by the time she found out, no, that by the time they realized that that bump was something, it was too late. It was too late. She just laid to rest on Sunday. So, that monster is knocking on the doors. And you don't know whose door next he's gonna knock on. But I'm saying if anybody going through their cancer journey and anything, I know that is a topic that everybody wanna stay away from. But I think if we start a movement to try to say, you know what, let's not be ashamed of what the devil want to destroy us with. But let's pray and put it to God in prayer and tell our story of how we became this. What were some of the things we were going through, and what were the red flags that alert us to go to the doctor and get tested. Encourage more people. Even in men, a lot of men are scared to go to the doctor. Now they diagnosed with prostate cancer or lungs cancer. Also, some of those people, if they're still able and strong and powerful, share you guys' story. Leave a mark. You know, The- Gone were the days where people were so embarrassed at everything. Listen, we all are here blended on this planet. You think we only borrow loan, take out loan? We are alone here on this planet. We are here. We are landed here for a short time. We don't know the time, so we have to make use of it. Educate the younger generation so that now with all of these things becoming famous, nothing is better than when you can hear from the horse. And when we talk about the horse, we're talking about people that are going through these things and can share it with others so they can learn, they can grow, they can educate themselves. And one thing we have to give these younger generation now, they are not naive. Majority of them are not naive. They're going to school, they're educating themselves. They even technology is so good now that you can even give the baby the phone and the baby fix something on the phone that you couldn't even do. And you're sitting here can do it. So when growth is coming, when the hope is coming, I think some of these things are need to be on the hope chain. Share your story. What inspired you to do this? What inspired you to do that? I was watching this YouTube channel. I forgot the name of the person, and this lady was saying that she had a business and she had to close her business and stuff like that. At least she have a platform to tell why. you know some of the elderly folks, they have so many things that they can share. It's not just about cooking. you know so many things that happen over the lifespan of you on this planet. If you still in your 50s or are going up in your 60s and your 70s and you're still able to get on YouTube and share your story, share your life journey, share your health journey. Because a lot of people are struggling even from they were a kid with health wise issues. Share it. Obesity. You know, what were somebody, some people didn't even know they were obese till they go to the doctor. Those are some great people to share that you could still look skinny and be obese. So it's not just people who are on the bigger end, as we would say. I don't know, I don't have another name right now. Would say, oh, I'm not obese. Yes, you could be obese and skinny, you know? So there are several things, but when we hear from the horse, we can say yes, because that's facts right there. You know? That's facts right there. You know, it's like when I was a kid, I used to struggle with asthma. I still do when the weather is getting real bad, but not so bad like when I was a child. I used to live in and out of the hospital when I was a kid, yes. And I remember this thing stuck in my head. I remember my mom took me to this doctor, and I was so young. How old was I? Probably, I can't even remember, about 8, 9, or somewhere there. Or look earlier than that, about, I don't know, about 6, I don't know, but somewhere there. And I remember the doctor told my mom, you know what? Let her exercise. I was a kid then, constantly could not walk from here to there without short of breath. Would kill me. Short of breath. And I remember the doctor, I forgot the name of the doctor. I would have to ask my mom and he would tell me which doctor is that. I know that doctor passed out for a while back now. May his soul rest in peace. And that doctor looked at my mom and said, you know what? The only way she gonna get rid of this asthma is to exercise. So she can get her lungs going. And trust me, I started exercising and everything. The biggest race I ever take part in was 13 point what 13 point what miles, I think 13.2, was it, or 13.6 miles, which is a half a marathon. I don't remember the point what correctly, but I know it's 13 point something miles. When I did it that day, I was shocked. Because for somebody who is struggling with asthma as a little child growing up, could barely walk even walk from here to there. And the doctor said, I need to exercise and everything. And I followed that advice as a child growing up. That stuck in my head. Yeah. And that day, when I took part in that race, I was the first Jamaican to come in that year when I took part in that race. It was like a international race that held in Jamaica, and I took part in that race. And I was the first Jamaican at the time to come in. Not overall. I think overall I came. What did I came overall? Was it second or third? I think it was third or second. I don't remember. I would have to go back on the site to look and stuff and look for my name because it's still there. Because as I said, a lot of things you do now, you can always go back and look, you know. And I'm telling you, nobody will know that I struggled with asthma as a little child. They see, and that's why I like to exercise. And even with dancing, I find now I'm trying to lose the baby fat off my stomach, and I realize dancing is helping. Now I put my waist trainer on, and now I have to be removing it from where it was and tighten it up a little bit more, because I'm burning some fat right there, you know. So everything not gonna happen overnight, but growth is, when you grow, you feel good. Starting is the problem. Is when we're supposed to start something, that's where the chaos come in. Because we're scared that, oh, we don't got no good camera, we don't nobody got no good camera until you got good camera. I don't know if that makes sense. Nobody got good camera until you got good camera. You gotta try. And somebody said, take your phone out. Everything starts from a phone. All these big YouTubers, they will tell you. Because I watch a lot of big YouTubers. And I mean, YouTubers have millions of followers and views and this and blah, 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 and da, 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 etc. And I remember somebody was asking on one of them page, like, I need to start YouTube. What tools do I need to start YouTube? And somebody replied and said, all you need is you on the phone. Because, sometimes what we're looking at is the bigger picture. We're not looking at what somebody did to get to the level at which they are at. Because we're so eager to get to the bigger picture that we forgot the process. You know? It's like baking a cake. You don't just bake the cake and say, here, I bake a cake. You gotta get if you either you get the cake mix or you create your own, where you get your flour, your sugar, your cinnamon, your nutmeg, your vanilla, your coconut, whatever you're trying to do, what they call it, your raisin, your rum, your wine, you know, the baking soda or the yeast or whatever you wanna use to make sure that cake can come together to say, here, I bake a cake. It's a process. Then you gotta mix everything, all the ingredients together. You gotta combine all of that. You gotta get the pan. You gotta, it's everything is a step by step. Even though you will say, oh, but how does cake relate to what we're talking about? But if you look at the bigger picture, you realize, yes, cake don't just become cake. Here's a piece of cake. It was the work that the person put in behind it make the cake look like a cake. You know? So if you don't put in no work, there's no way you can get cake. So, in other words, if you don't try to start with what you got, you will never know what you can achieve to change the trajectory of your race that you are running, you know? So, and that's why we have to learn to be appreciative of others. When you learn to be appreciative of others, when you grow in anything you're doing, it could be, you know what, I'm tired of working 9 to 5. I have an idea. Let me go open a little small business for myself because I have the capital or I have the wherewithal. And you would be shocked to know how grateful you are to take that leap of faith. Many of us having hopes and dreams and good imagination of what they really want in life. But sometimes you don't have the capital to start. But the good thing with YouTube now, you don't need no capital to start. If you got a phone, that's your capital. So if you got a phone, this is your capital for YouTube. You know, whether people like it or not, this is your capital for YouTube. To start a YouTube channel, this is your capital. And 95% of us have a smartphone. I, I comment if you think I am saying the number, I'm exaggerating about the number. But I was because I still see people with flip phone. So you'll be shocked, but do see people with flip phone. But I'm saying let's use the majority. The majority of us have capital. This is your capital. It's not gone where the days when you need to go, open up a business down the street there and you need capital as in money. Now, this is your capital and you and your ideas, which is could be on a like me, could be on a piece of paper or anything. A piece of whiteboard, anything, sticky note, journaling, or anything. It could be in any one of those. So don't say nowadays you don't got no money to start somewhere. YouTube is a place that is not telling you to put money. Sometimes they have on your videos, they say if you want to promote your video, and they tell you don't have to if you don't want to. But if you can, you probably can enhance your video if you have that wherewithal. If you don't, then we take our time. But they say the race is not for the swift, it's those who can endure. One day you will endure, baby. All you gotta do is start. It's no longer the days when if you have a smartphone, most phone nowadays they don't come with no SD card. So you have to buy the SD card. So that's the only money you would need right now if you have a phone and you don't have a SD card to go buy a little SD card. And SD card is not that expensive either. So even though yes, money don't bear on tree, you could still take your time and work and put down your little $1 here and there till if it take you 5 months, you still get your SD card. So and I record on my phone for a few months now, couple months well before I put a SD card in my phone. Literally serious. The other day I had some good videos and I lost them because I didn't have a SD card in my phone, and I had to put one in there so I was able to keep posting. So even though yes you're a YouTuber, you're gonna face challenge, but that's okay. Content is everywhere around you. You look in your house, you probably see a bug running around. That's a content. You can make a content about it and ask people, what do I use to get rid of these bugs? What do I use to get rid of roaches? What do I use to get rid of mice? What do I use to get, especially when you live in an apartment building, all kind of cop can be running around. It's hilarious, but it's true. You know, that can be harder to kill because it's a big community, big apartment. It's not like our house where it's just you and your kids and your family there. So it can be harder to get rid of anything. But you can, nevertheless, you can still ask. Be like, be think, and you'll be surprised how people giving you tips and advice. You know, I search a lot of those things. So this is your capital. So no more saying we need money to start somewhere. This is the capital. And in return, this capital will give you more capital, which is no more what they call this capital now. They have a name for it in business, I can't remember. Ooh, I can't remember. If anybody remember comment where, this is capital but it's not. Ooh, I don't remember the business stuff. Oh, we call it liquid. Oh God, I can't remember. I sorry, I can't. But for anybody understand what I'm saying, you have the different types of capital out there, and this is one of them right now for you too. This is your capital. And then as you grow older and older, then the other capital is gonna come into play, which is money. Which now make you can get all the digital devices that you would see everybody using, like for example the GoPro, or they have some other camera, some other nicer upgraded one than the GoPro as well, that you can get, or you want a drone to fly around look all over people place. Yes, you can get that. But as you grow, as you willing to satisfy, and that's why it's very important to satisfy with what you got until you don't got it, because God will make a way, baby, and he's making a way now. Hashtag keep posting. Hashtag hope crew. Keep dreaming. And remember, your dreams will be alive if you keep believing. Don't just look at others and say, oh, they are doing this and I don't think I can do it. No. Long before I come to America, I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. Most of these YouTubers that pop up now, maybe then when I wanted to become a YouTuber, I probably would blow up. Who knows? Because what I was doing, a lot of people were supporting me in it. I had a lot of fans supporting me in those kind of areas. So maybe then if I was showing those kind of journey or stuff, who knows? But you know what they say nowadays? It's never too late for a show or rain. When it's your time, it's gonna be your time. And we are ending 2024, but many people, if you can get on the Hope Crew early, so when 2025 ring in, if God should spare our life, we should be alive to see 2025. Your hopes and dream will become alive. Keep posting, keep believing, keep trusting. Keep trusting in God. And even if you weren't doing good in terms of how in positivity, start build that in you. Start pay attention to that. Start trying to curtail some of the things that you used to say, and you can't take back what you said in the past. But going for the future, we can change. You know, they say he without sin cast the first stone. We don't need to cast no stone. We're trying to reshuffle our life, meaning that we're trying to adjust, we're trying to rearrange our life. It's like you rearrange your apartment for the winter, you arrange your apartment for the fall, you arrange your apartment for the summer, you arrange your closet for the summer, you arrange your closet for the winter. Anybody who is in this kind of season that the weather changes, we change along with the weather. So it's okay. You were doing something that you're not supposed to be doing. If you still alive, you have ample time to keep working and change. You know what I mean? And those are some of the stories that would be beautiful to tell. Tell people where you're coming from and the direction you take. The changes you make, which is the direction you take, is to not go back down that path. Many of you, some of you can tell testimony about how your life used to be when you were younger, getting in and out of jail, running around, doing this. Educate the young people. Don't be ashamed. You still have faceless dreams out there. Where if you don't want to put your face out there because of a safety reason or something, and you were coming from a place where hell locked loose back then for you, but now you're free and everything, but you're still yet maybe worried about safety reason. You don't have to put your face, but you can still tell your story. You don't have to put your face if you worried about safety. You know what I mean? Because I think some of the reason why a lot of people not doing this is safety reason. But if you think you're not safe, if you're gonna share something, even people who gone through nasty relationship and nasty things where it almost cost you everything, and you get away from those kind of lifestyle, and you don't want to put your face out there, but you could do faceless journey. You know, do something faceless journey, but it's my story. You know what I mean? It's faceless, but it's my story. It's my journey to where I am at right now. I tell you a story. How can you, what advice can you have for young people? What advice do you have for the children who are growing up not listening to their parents? Because you've been down there before where you end up. You know where you end up. If you're alive or well, you know where you end up. You know the years you spend. And God give you another shot at life. Those are the things that are gonna make this world go around. Those are not the things you close into a book. I never read that book again because they said the book is boring. No. If the message is good, why not open that book? Sometimes you might fall asleep, but if you take 3-4 hours or whatever to do what you gotta do it. It's life. Everybody don't have to listen to your story to tell your story. You don't have to wait for everybody to validate you to tell your story. Those were gone were the days of validation. Everything. Oh, how do I look? Do I look good? Is my face look good? How do I look? No, people don't even worry about nothing. People nowadays going about their daily business, have their mortgage to pay, their car note to pay, their rent to pay, their light bill to pay, their phone bills to pay, dealing with their kids, have to pay this, have to do this. Some people are dealing with coming back from, being alcoholism, drug addict, coming from in and out, of a place that is not conducive to their health. God restore you all, baby. You got a story. He kept you around for a reason. Many never live to tell their story, but God kept you around. Tell your story. And as I said, many of you may be scared of safety reason because whatever you were in, you know, the other bugs could be out there worried about you or say how they get the bugs out of you or anything. Cause payback is something else, karma. So do your faceless challenge. Take it on. Give yourself a unique name that nobody can say, oh, I know. You know, change your voice up if you have to. So if somebody can hear your story, you know, There's too many times we worried about the perfection, but you get to perfection when you grow, because you've seen where you started, so you will get there. You know, when I started my YouTube journey, I was supposed to be on YouTube a long time. But first, I was so shy. I'm still shy. I might see you in crowd and you say hi to me and I fastest high you ever get. You get the fastest high because I'm trying to get out your way. You know what I mean? But you're on a platform now where nobody's up in your face. Nobody's too close to you. Nobody's in your space. Look, I'm in my space right now. Just sitting down. You understand? So I'm more comfortable. At first I thought I couldn't do it. When I just start my YouTube journey, if you look back on most of my videos, you will realize I did a faceless video. And one day I heard the voice said, "Why are you doing faceless videos? It's time for you to be bold, be strong, and believe in me. Because I'm your creator. I'm the author. And I'm the finisher." And then I started showing my face, little by little, step by step. I didn't just show it at once, maybe half. If you should go back and look at my very first videos, I used to try not to show my face. Like I was worried about, oh, I'm not this and I'm not that. No, I'm like the bird that fly, don't care. So trust the process, people. I believe that in God we put our trust and hope that whatever you guys are dreaming of, that it will become a reality. As long as it's true, genuine, and authentic, one day you will reap the benefit. DoorDash is a perfect example. Many of us is a perfect example. I subscribe to this young man channel. I don't know how old he is, and that's none of my business either way. And I remember the video that I subscribed to him on was a video where he said he had deleted so many of his videos, and because he thought he was getting the views that he was supposed to get, so he had deleted so many of the videos. So he had made a video and he was telling everybody he regret deleting most of his videos because he said he was making the videos and he thought they were going in vain. Nobody was watching, he said nobody was watching, so he thought he was just doing it in vain. A lot of things I realized that you're gonna think that because nobody compliment you, nobody said you look pretty, nobody said you look beautiful, nobody said you're handsome, nobody said you're cute, nobody said you're smart, nobody said you're intelligent, nobody said you're the best kid, nobody said you're the best boy, nobody said you're the best girl. That doesn't mean you must stop what you are doing, because that's what the enemy wants. The enemy goal is to destroy you. As what they say, the enemy come to rob, kill, steal, and destroy. That's the enemy's job. Don't let that enemy rent no space in your head. Because he can. And once he rent it in there, now you're gone into a closet. You don't want to come out of the closet because you're so embarrassed. Those were the days. There's no more need for you to lock yourself into any trash because you feel like, oh, I'm not the most beautiful person. My hair is not combed. I don't got no nails. Yes, you got nails. God give nails to you. Don't you see them? You got our nails. What's wrong with you? You want an enhancement? Yeah. Go put them on if you want them. They have press on now. So nobody can say, I don't got no money to do put on press on. They are $3 press on. They are $8 press on. Go get them and put them on. You don't have to go to a nail tech shop anymore. They got so many things to accommodate people of all walks of life. You rich, you have the Louis Vuitton and the all kind of baton to go get them bat till you can't bat no more. You're poor, you go to Family Dollar and Dollar Tree and go get your little that and some of the rich people still going to those places and get their little fandangos too. What think they gonna do? Spend all their money because they're rich? They ain't that stupid. You know what I mean? So don't worry and think that everything is out there is glitter. It ain't glitter, baby. What gonna make life glitter for you is you humble yourself and love what you're doing. When others don't love what you're doing, you love what you're doing. And promise you, one day the right person will travel along and will appreciate you. You know, some people still finding out who they are. They don't even know who they are. And once you don't find out your true identity, it's gonna be hard to accept others. But once you find out who you are and you know yourself, you know your worth, you know your true identity, and you know your purpose on this planet, nothing bother you no more. Now you're gonna become like that movie, The Walking Dead. You just walking, nothing bother you. Keep going about your daily business like I don't see you. You know what I mean? But it's life. Everything we're doing make life up. But planting a good seed is gonna make the difference. You know? Doing trial and error is gonna make you stand out because when you gain the knowledge and understanding of how to do something or how to structure something, how to start a business, how to start a foundation, how to build your YouTube channel or anything which I'm still here baffling with. But I'm still holding on and I'm still pressing on. I'm still on the Hope Crew dream. I'm still an inspiration. I'm still a motivator. I'm still everything I can be in my own right. You know? Everything ain't gonna be smooth. Sometimes you cook today, yeah, you cook the best food today, and tomorrow you try that you never get it back the same sometimes. Especially if you didn't use no measurement. You will never get back the food the same way unless you use a measurement. So everything you're gonna do, you're gonna realize, wow, it make up life. But what gonna make you stand out is when you know yourself, when you know your worth, when you know your values, you know, when you know what trigger you, when you know what get you upset, you know. It's like I was saying to somebody that some people may not like people, and it's because they're still yet figuring out who they are. When you're figuring out, because you've been through so much in life sometimes that the focus, you're not even focusing on you. So it's impossible for you to focus on somebody else because you are lost. But as soon as you find yourself, you will see you coming along and telling the world where you're coming from. What changes did you make in your life to be where you needs to be? You know? So grace yourself. You know, put some grace on your name. Put some hope on your name. Put some dreams on your name. You don't need to get up every day and say, oh, I can't do this. Oh, I can't do here. Oh, I can't do this. Dab it on. Halloween is coming. At least get it in Halloween. Dab the makeup on if you can't do it no other time. Halloween is coming. Nobody will look at you then. They will say, oh, scary. But at least they go get a good laugh, right? They're gonna be looking at you all night. If you were a person who want attention, dab the makeup on if you don't know how to fix it. Halloween is around the corner. The end of this month is Halloween. Dab, 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 dab. Okay? My makeup is done. You understand? So all the time we hear so worried, so confused, so depressed, so nervous, so anxious, so pretentious to ourselves sometimes, so damaging to ourselves. Not realizing that all we need to do is just shake ourselves up. Shake ourselves up so that the race that we're trying to run, we are in line in terms of in our lane. Running our own race. When we run other people's race, we're sure to run out of control. Because now you don't have a mind of your own. You're being led by others. Who remember that big thing there that happened at the White House on January 6th? Most people were led because they didn't have a mind of their own to think that what they're doing is destroying themselves. What they're doing is setting up themselves for failure. They didn't have that mindset. Somebody tell them to act, they act. They misinterpret things, they act on it. Where are some of these people now? I'm pretty sure they sit down regretting it because they have their loved ones home suffering because they could be the breadwinner in the house. Many people lost their life, and this is where we need to really think about what we want out of life. Just think about yourself and say, what I want out of life. And that's why you have mirrors. Mirrors is a beautiful way to communicate to yourself. You're looking at mirror and you look at yourself because you're looking at the reflection of you, right? And you say, yeah, what do resilient queen really want out of life? Yes, I'm at this rock bottom now, but what does resilient queen really need out of life? Because sometimes we want and we don't realize that want is not so much. We could want something today and we don't want it tomorrow. But if you need something, you need it forever. You know, you need a house. Don't you need a house forever? You need a car. You need a car forever because you need to get around. Till you can't get around no more. Till you can't drive. Once you get around no more, meaning you can't drive no more. You get sick, you get old, and, time for you to relax. You know? So there are some things that are really needed in life, and there are something that wanted in life that sometimes we have to look at the pros and cons. What do we really need? What do we really want? Oh, I need some ice cream. Do I really need the ice cream or do I want the ice cream? You understand? So there are several things we gotta look at in life, several factors that can keep you grounded in life. There is so much, several. It begins with you because one size don't fit all, and that's what we gotta remember too. When it come on to life, one size don't fit all. And that's why we all have different talents. But now all those talents, all those dreams, all those ideas, all those visions, all those missions, all those inspiration, all those aspiration, everything can combine together to become one. And when that become one, then you can spread your wings. It's like branches. Like how you have all these franchises and businesses. One person own it, the top, but everything now you buy from that person become a franchise because he's the sole owner of it because he created it. You know what I mean? He had the vision to expand, to do this, and then he get people to see his vision, see his mission, what mission he's on. Just like we are on a mission, calling ourselves the Hope Crew, the hashtag keep posting crew, and everything. Hashtag God did it. You know, God did everything. Because without him, we don't know if we're waking up tomorrow. We don't know nothing. But one thing we do know when we're alive, you get a next shot at life, create something. Start something. Start where you at. Don't worry about we need to look fancy. And the other thing we need to don't worry about too. Sometimes I read a lot of comments on the other people channel. Yes, because I love to read, you know. And I'll be reading a lot of comments sometimes on other people channel. Somebody said, "Wow, I wish my house was like that." Keep wishing. What are you doing to make sure you're growing to get there? You will get there, baby. You don't have to stress yourself about nothing. God got you. Some of us see the fancy things and we say, wow, this family having a beautiful life. Doesn't mean they're not arguing. But their goal to come out here and do their job so they can provide for their family. Their goal is not to come out here and show you all the arguments. Their goal is not to come out and show you everything that is going to hold them back in life. That's not their goal. Their goal is to show you that majority of the time they're like this. They're together. You know? They don't want to bring their toxic life to you every day. They want to tell you that these are some of the things we most enjoy together as family, as sisters, as brothers, as uncles, as aunts, as nephews. as relatives, as well as backitives. That's what they enjoy. But you know, people, I ain't gonna stay long with you because I have my two kids to wake up in the morning for school. I had make some beautiful soup today, and we all drink and they ask some more. So that was beautiful, you know. That was beautiful and it was tasting good. And you guys can check out some of my videos, especially for people with hypertension. I use no salt. So because after I had my last son, I was diagnosed with preeclampsia. And with my preeclampsia at the time, now I'm confused sometime or memory loss sometime or some things will trigger certain sound or whatever. So trial and error come with a lot of things, and not every mothers is gonna go through that. Especially if you have a strong support system while during your pregnancy. Even though sometimes you can have the support system and still go through that, depending on I don't know, depending on what God give His strongest soldiers what He know they can bear. That's all I can say. Cause sometimes it's not. Sometimes you can have the support system and still go through that. Sometimes it's a lot, and so now salt and me is not friend. So I start to cook without salt. You might think the food is yucky or fresh, but no. I use the other seasoning because the seasoning, to be honest, they come with salt. So you have no less Caesar salt or whatever, but I still use seasoning. But instead of me adding salt into what I'm doing, I cut the salt out. The only most time I will fool with salt is if I go to a fast food restaurant, like you buy some fries or whatever, and like McDonald's fries, they have salt already. Or I heard you could order no salt, whatever fries. I didn't know they have that there, but I found out that you could. And I cook without salt. I made my soup with the cubes and my bell pepper, my onion, and whatever it is. And it tastes delicious. You just have to know the amount to put in your pot so it could taste like you know, it's seasoning that you're using already have salt. So adding salt into your pot, especially when you're dealing with hypertension and these things, there's no need to add added salt. The seasoning that you're using is enough. It's already salty. And this is for people who are struggling with hypertension, which is high blood pressure. For those who probably don't know the technical term for it, hypertension, high blood pressure. You know what I mean? Yes. Don't worry yourself. There's always ways to still get your enjoyment of food or anything you enjoy, you know? But one day, Hope Crew will get there. And I want to say a big thank you to everyone who supported your girl here. And big thank you to all my well wishers, my likers, my sharers, my subscribers, everybody who chime in and play a role. Even if you just silently watch, you still play a role. Just by watching, you still, in my opinion, you still play a role. Even though everything they say matter in life, everything matter. You know what I mean? 'Cause everybody got to start somewhere. You know what I mean? But until again, I want to say a big thank you to all of you who have taken the time out your busy schedule to really stop by and give your girl your blessing. Give your girl some grace over here and everything. Thank you all. Thank you. And for every one of my subscribers who subscribe to my channel, some of you I don't see like who subscribe, but if you comment on one of my video, I don't you don't even have to say, "Oh, I subscribe to your channel." Just comment on one of my videos and I will check you out. If you have a channel, I will support you. I'll go right back over there, watch some of your videos and subscribe back to you. All right, until then, keep being you, keep being the hope crew you are, keep dreaming, keep posting, keep pressing. And remember, everybody dreams and aspiration and vision and mission is not gonna look the same. We gotta have some similarities, we gotta have some difference, okay? Until then, have a blessed night and love from Resilient Queen. Bye to everyone.